The following portion of Fox 43 AM Live is sponsored by Tender Loving Care Pet Nursing Hotel.
Well, bringing a cat home for the first time is exciting, but can also be stressful for both the cat and the owner. I know from personal experience. Today, I'm here with Leslie, who's going to talk with us about how to make that transition easier. Where were you 14 years ago?
Oh, sorry about that.
So what's the first thing a new cat parent should know, Leslie?
Well, first of all, get ready.
Yes.
Right? So get the house ready, get a couple of litter boxes around, a couple little toys, and hiding spots, and maybe a scratch pole. But bringing a cat home for the first time to your house, whether they've been somewhere else or at a shelter or just brand spanking new, it's important to remember the 3-3-3 rule, as they call it.
Okay.
It's 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. And that's how you sort of transition a cat to get comfortable in its new home.
I might add a fourth 3 years at some point. It took him a while to get comfortable with certain people in the house.
It is true.
So let's start with the first 3 days. What should owners expect?
Well, for the first 3 days, as you know, I always say cats are a ball of stress.
Yes.
And so they're stressed. They're coming into a new environment. They've never been there before. And so they're going to hide. And so they need you to be patient to let them do what they want to do. They want to explore on their own. They want to hide. And so let them do that for the first 3 days so that they can get used to their new home.
Okay, so they start to poke their head out a little bit, and we get through the first 3 days, then they're in 3-week stage. What should we be expecting?
So now they're getting a little bit more comfortable, they're coming out more often, they're eating a lot. First 3 days, they're probably not going to eat a lot. And we even find that when they're boarding at TLC, you know, they're like in this new environment, and they're like, what the hey?
Can I trust this?
Yeah, right. So they may not eat. They will drink usually, but they're not eating a lot. So now we want them to, they're starting to come out. They're starting to investigate places. I always recommend having a litter box in multiple places in the house because they're new. They don't really know where it is. So if you have it in multiple places, as they explore, they find these litter boxes around. They find their food. Maybe they start coming out and wanting to hang out with you a lot more. And so again, you know, giving them love and attention. Patience, you know, with new cats is important. And of course, giving them the love and the support that they need.
Yes, always just come on out, come cuddle with me, it's okay.
Yeah.
So then 3 months, what does life with a new cat usually look like?
3 months, they are totally with it. In many cases. Now everybody has a different thing. But traditionally, 3 months is a good point where they're really starting to feel at home. You know, their independence is back. They're hiding, but not quite as much. They're definitely eating. They might even be reminding you that it's time for them to eat. And so they're totally comfortable with their new surroundings. And that is more typical than atypical.
Yes.
But we all know cats are their own people, and everybody experiences things differently. But do keep in mind that the 3-3-3 rule is there, and it is a good point of guidance, especially for new cat owners who don't always know what to expect.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, patience does seem to be the key part of this whole process for ourselves of just kind of looking at this system. And anything to say to those cat owners who get discouraged if things don't move quickly enough?
Right. So, you know, cats are different than dogs. Dogs are going to come and give you affection like almost immediately, right? Cats aren't going to do that. They're going to take their time to get to know you, to sort of see the situations that go on in the home, see what time you come back, see when they can hide, see where the litter boxes are. So, you know, and don't force them to try and be, you know, lovey-dovey. They're going to be lovey-dovey in their own time.
I've had to come to learn that one, Leslie.
Yeah.
And any final tips, suggestions for helping a cat adjust smoothly to a new home?
Well, I guess the only other thing I would say is, pheromones are great to have around the house. It's a great calming tool to use, and I think that can really help the cat get calmer a whole lot faster.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'm just curious, I know you mentioned over at TLC, you kind of, how do you guys help the cats adjust a little bit?
Well, first of all, we let them go into their suite with their cat carrier, because a lot of times that is their home. That's something that even at home they may not care about, but when they're in a foreign place,
something familiar at the very least.
Yes, it is something familiar for them.
Maybe you mentioned bringing a blanket that smells like us.
Exactly, because then they feel at home. They don't feel in such an alien space. So if they want to stay in their cage for a while or in their carrier for a while, we're totally fine with that. The food is out, the water is out, the litter boxes are out, and they can come out when they're good and darn ready.
Lovely.
And we're fine with that. But we go in and we make sure that we change the litter box. We try to see if they want to come out. Maybe they want to do enrichment. Our cats that come to us on a regular basis, they do enrichment with us because they just really love it.
They're at home at that point.
They're home at that point.
That's
exactly.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, Leslie, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
All right.
Always a pleasure to chat with you about pets.
And cats.
And cats, yes.
We're doing something with cats. We try to talk about cats as much as we can because dogs get so much love. Cats have to have their
cats
time too.
Cats need love too, Leslie. I agree. All right, everybody. And to learn more about tender loving care, you can go to tlcpetnursinghotel.com.
The preceding portion of Fox 43 AM Live was sponsored by Tender Loving Care Pet Nursing Hotel.